So, what's the test today, Andy? Well, I'm looking at the extraction hose from my laser into a 150mm inline extract fan, and I'll show you a picture of that in a minute. Now, I had this hose already, and like at all, yeah, I've got it, I use it, that'll be fine. But the test today is, this is, as you can see, an expandable hose. So if you lift it up and crush it, you can see it concertinas. So standard sort of dryer hose that you might find on your bathroom extract system. Now if we look inside it, this one is aluminium lined, and you can see all those undulations where the hose can concertina. So today we're looking at resistance. Now, two analogies I can give you is a garden hose, because we've probably all got a garden hose. If you open your garden tap before you put the hose on, you get floods of water coming out. Then you connect your garden hose, you walk down the garden, say 50 metres, you turn your hose on and you've got to the other end to water your vegetables and it dribbles out. Why is that? Well, that's resistance, because the water is rubbing on the inside of the hose, and a standard hose is probably, I don't know, 15mm diameter, maybe 12, and that's a lot of resistance. Now if you had a 1-inch hose, then you would actually get more volume and more pressure out the other end. So today I'm going to remove this crinkly hose, and I've got about 3.5 meters. I'm going to measure it before I take it down, and I'm going to replace it with aluminium smooth bore hose, and I'll show you that now. It comes in a packet, and that's probably 600mm long, and they say it extends to 3 meters. Now, my distance I've measured, I've got about 3.4 meters I need to go. So I've bought 2 packs of this, and you can see when you look inside, it's smooth. So I'm hoping that my extract fan is going to work better. Now, my extract fan, my laser sits behind this curtain, and I'm going up, 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 up. This is slipped down, this will support in. It goes around, around, under my ladders, around, around, around. And then there is my extract fan straight out the wall. Now the reason I put the fan at the end is to make sure the hose is under suction. So if there's any small pinholes in the hose, it's only ever going to suck air in. If you put the fan at your laser end, then all your hose is under positive pressure, and any pinholes you've got in your hose, you're going to be blowing smoke out. So let me get my laser back together. I'm going to burn something and look at the way the smoke is extracted. I've got an anemometer, so I can measure wind speed, and I'm going to see whether I get more wind speed due to the lack of resistance of the new hose. So you come and join me in this experimentation. Say I'm filming as I'm doing it, so the results are pretty much live when you're watching. It's not staged at all, as is all my videos. Here we go. First test with my 150mm fan, the white crinkly hose, nothing burning in the laser. Computer, turn plug 1 on. Put the fan starting, so we should see this start pulling in a second. So 1.2, 1.1. So that gives us a benchmark to start from. So don't try this at home. I am a trained idiot, so I have my water spray. Let's just see what smoke this makes. Clearly see the smoke being pulled, but smoke is coming out the front. You won't be able to see that, but it's wafting all up here. and there goes my smoke alarm. So it's out the packet, I don't think I can do this one-handed, but it is quite stiff. So I'm going to have to pull that quite hard to stretch it, and apparently it does go 3 meters. So let's see how far it gets. Right, so now with the smooth bore aluminium duct, I'm keen to see this. Computer, turn plug 1 on. Fan's ramping up. Oh, it's spinning already. Oh my gosh, look. 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can feel the wind on my hand. I can feel the wind on my hand now. My gosh, I'm surprised. So that is 7.3, 7.4. I think I had 1.1 last time. Okay, so I suppose there's got to be another fire test with the flap open and see whether my smoke alarm goes off. Bloody hell. Oh look, I can really feel that wind being sucked in, and look, there's my cardboard box. So it's got this gap here, under here, under here, under here, and then it's closed off there. And then there's my viewing window. Wow, okay. Let's get a fire started. So again, ladies and gents, don't do this at home. I am a trained idiot. So my fan's running. I think the paper towel, which is 1 square of paper towel, is in the same place. I've got my water spray down by my feet. Let me just check. I've got my CO2 fire extinguisher. So I'm going to light this, and hopefully my smoke alarm won't go off. I can already see the flames being sucked back. Bloody hell. And there's I can just see a little bit here, but I think that's a little bit at the top, but that's being pulled back. And you can see the flames being pulled back. Let's put that out now. Well, that is, I think, a conclusive test. Buy the right stuff the first time. I already had that duct, so I haven't wasted any money. But when I was putting it in, I knew it would work, but I knew it wasn't going to be brilliant. Now, I'm keen now to put my hand in front of the duct. Oh yeah, look. I never had that before. I didn't do the test, but if I put my hand in it, it's really pulling. So that's it. So the duct was advertised to stretch to 3 meters. Now I was stretching it. I'll measure it, but I think it got to about 2 and a bit. You probably could make it 3 meters, but it's actually quite fragile, I would imagine, if you stretched it to its fullest extent. So I'll measure it and put it on the screen, and obviously it depends what manufacturer you buy, depending how far you're going to stretch it. But you can see here that it is still a bit crinkly, and it will always be crinkly, but I was more concerned that if I pull it to its fullest extent that it will weaken it, and I bought 2 anyway because I was over 3 meters anyway. So what else can I say? This might need earthing now, because static electricity is bound to happen within this duct, but time will tell, and I'll report back on that. But bloody hell, I'm happy. So that was money well invested. I would buy the smooth bore stuff. Don't buy the plastic stuff, or the plastic stuff which is aluminium lined. You want the smooth bore hose, because it's just like your garden hose. You've got lots of water coming out your tap by your kitchen. You put your garden hose on, you run it down your garden, and it doesn't come out very hard. You have to squeeze the hose to make it spray. Exactly the same. It's resistant. So we've got resistance of the air traveling through the duct, in the first example. Now we haven't got it, and you saw by the meter what difference I'm getting. So on the second test, the smoke alarm didn't go off, and it is still up there on the ceiling, so it's a fair test. Now the real test will be when I start burning, and I have bought some standard MDF, which I'm hoping in a way is going to create more smoke than the laser safe MDF I've been using, but that'll be a test in the future. So that's Andy now saying continue making some happy smoke, and the experiments work today, unlike the experiment the other day that failed miserably. But yeah, I'll do that about the drag chains that I've done there, because that was quite a funny video. Anyway, it's Andy now. Cheers for now. Thanks for making it to the end of my videos. If I've earned your respect and your trust, perhaps you would consider subscribing to my channel. It really does make a massive difference. And maybe you would like to watch some of the videos popping up on the screen now. Let me know what you think. Cheers for now.